Hello, everybody. I'm Matthew Kessie. I'm a practical mystic, and my superpower is helping people like you connect to meaningful experiences in the natural world, where you can quiet your mind, you can stay present to self-awareness, and you can make the future your friend. I'm here in the Skagit Valley of Washington State. Thank you for following me for this nature connection experience for the next 20 minutes. The first things first, let's take a big deep breath in and just imagine you're breathing in all the things that you hope for today, your aspirations for finding peace, maybe calm, for sorting through some details of daily life. Just imagine you're breathing in the power to do that. And then when you exhale, you're exhaling the things that you don't need for this experience for the next 20 minutes, or maybe things you don't need in your life at all. So let's practice that together at a big belly breath and breathing in everything that you want in your aspirations for this exercise and for today. And feel the weight of your body, feel your feet as if you are rooting into the dirt here. You're like a flower, you're rooting into the soil and you're grounding. Take another big deep breath in. Big exhale. Just imagine that you are growing roots even deeper into this scene. Today I was all excited to drive up from Seattle. This is about an hour and a half from Seattle, and come and look at the daffodils. I was hoping that there would be some tulips here, and this isn't quite what I imagined. And it's a good example of course, nature probably never goes according to plan, but really this is an exercise that I invite you to join me around, working through and finding the beauty even when things don't turn out the way that you might have hoped or planned, and really opening yourself up to all of the possibilities and the ways that beauty can impact you, the ways that nature can offer surprises to your own nature in ways that maybe you didn't see. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to connect to the natural world, to immerse yourself. for this exercise, I want you to maybe think of a time when something didn't quite go the way you wanted it to. Or maybe even today, is there something that isn't optimal for you? And just hold yourself in that space of those times or those opportunities where you maybe had an opportunity to look at the beauty of nature, maybe from a different perspective. And keep that in mind in this next section. And imagine that you're opening yourself up to the possibilities of beauty that maybe aren't what you expect. So in my case, I had this day planned to come out here. So I came rain or shine, and I noticed that you might notice there are tractor tracks right here. And I think that maybe that can be a symbol for maybe sometimes, maybe today, when you feel like a tractor has driven right through your field, whether that's maybe a shock to your system or an uncomfortable conversation or anxiety or sadness. And I want you to sit with that and reflect on how that feels. And as you do that, imagine that you're opening up to the natural world. You're opening up to these daffodils, and you're remembering that you are rooted, like the bulbs here, that your feet, that your legs are rooted into the earth. And as you reflect on that, in your own way, in a way that makes sense, ask nature, ask the bulbs, ask the fields here to help you with that sense of a tractor running over your field of dreams, so to speak, or shock to the system. And I just imagine that you are giving that instance or that feeling, you're giving that to the land. You're sharing that with the land. You're plugging into the land so the natural world can help you with this. Take a big deep breath in and breathe in all your resilience, all your purpose and your belonging. Breathe out the things you don't need. Let's practice that. And feel your roots as if they're in the soil here in the Skagit Valley of Washington State. part of my work is to find ways to use nature to teach about the different aspects of life, because there's three main rules in nature that we see. Everything's interdependent, which means for humans we belong. Everything in nature is always changing. The weather, it might be sunny an hour from now, who knows? That's resilience, which we have. You have resilience. And then the third thing is that everything has a purpose in the natural world, including you. You have a purpose. Whether or not you feel that now, right now, today, you do have a purpose. And so there's all different kinds of lines in nature. And there's lines behind me here. And this can be a time that I invite you to join for this meditation, this contemplation, this immersion into nature, in opening up your heart and your mind, your inner self, opening up all the parts of you to what are the different lines that are available to you today and right now. What are the different ways that you can look at this field of daffodils? Remember to take a big deep breath in, a big belly breath, breathing in all of your resilience, all of your sense of belonging and purpose, and then breathing out the things you don't need just for today, just for right now. Let's try that. And continue to feel your feet rooted in like you're one of these bulbs, that you are part of this field. As muddy as it is, as messy as it might look, and as beautiful it is as it is, you are part of this scene. Now, this field has some blooming daffodils, which are beautiful. One of my favorite flowers. My birthday's in March, and so that's the flower for March. So I love that there are lots of daffodils here. And there are acres and acres of tulips behind me as well that have yet to bloom. And I look at these bulbs that are these daffodils that are just getting ready to open up to the sun when the sun comes out, which it will. And I invite you to reflect on that in your life. What is waiting to bloom, or what are you preparing for? What's the possibilities? What are your aspirations? And just imagine that you're like this patch of daffodils. You're rooted in the earth, you're grounded, and you're waiting for more to open up. And it will, because nature is always moving forward. Remember to take a big deep breath in, big exhale, and feel your rooted nature. Feel your grounding. For this next section, I invite you to join me in reflecting on how do you bring your bright color? How do you bring your pollen? How do you bring your energy and your sunshine yellow to the world? How do you bring it to your loved ones? How do you bring it to yourself? Especially despite the rain that might fall, despite the weather, despite the tractors that might drive through the field, how can you infuse the world with your version of bright? Remember to take a big deep breath in, a big exhale of things you don't need. Feel your bulb, feel your roots in this soil. I want you to remember that just 20 minutes a day in nature doing something connective like this, maybe you don't have to roll around in the mud or get wet, or maybe you do. Either way, 20 minutes a day is enough to press reset on your life in ways that help quiet your mind, keep you present for self-awareness, and help you make the future your friend. And incremental over time really can make lasting changes on your life. So you can withstand the rain in the middle of the flowers, and you can aspire to be with the sun when it comes out from the clouds and shines on your face. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you down the road.